What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to TV and Me. I'm of course Kevin, and it's time for the Walking Dead weekend part deuce. Carol's awake.
I was stupid.
At the church, the guy you killed, his name was Martin. We had him. Then she went in after you all, and it was just me and him. I said I killed him. I could have done it. Maybe I should have done it, but I didn't. I keep thinking about it. I remember when we were kids, you used to follow me around, copying every little thing I did. What happened to both of us? Maybe it's because we still the same, and maybe that's good.
You're still the same. And that is good. I don't think I can be. Not anymore.
Officer Franco. Officer McGinley. I'm Rick Grimes. I was a deputy in the Kane County Sheriff's Department. I'm here to make a proposal. You have 2 of my people, I have 2 of yours. We want to make an exchange. Then we'll be on our way. No one gets hurt.
Noah, he's with you? That's how you know?
Yes, he is.
What about Officer Lamson?
He was attacked by the dead before we got to him.
Where are your people?
There, motherfucker.
They're close.
Oh, I hope it's this simple. I really do. She's still got that yellow shirt from the golf club type place. Oh, fuck. Please go to plan. Please go to plan. It's not going to go to plan, but please go to plan.
Holster your weapons.
You too.
That's a weird camera angle. I think it's to like make you feel off balance in the scene.
Where's Lamson?
Rodder's got him.
We saw it go down.
I'm sorry to hear that. He was one of the good guys.
Oh, Rick.
One of yours for one of mine.
All right.
So far, so good.
Glad we could work things out. No, I just need Noah.
What? Don't change the status quo. Why?
That wasn't part of the deal.
Noah was my ward. Beth took his place and I'm losing her, so I need him back.
Ma'am, please, it's
Shepard.
not.
He ain't staying.
He's one of mine. You have no claim on him.
The boy wants to go home, so you have no claim on him.
Well, then we don't have a deal.
The deal is done.
It's okay.
No.
I gotta do it.
It's not okay.
Oh, Noah.
It's settled.
Fuck.
Wait!
I knew you'd be back.
I get it now.
Daniel, hold your fire! It's over. It was just about her. You can stay.
We're surviving here. It's better than out there.
No. I'm taking anyone back there who wants to leave. If you want to come with us, just step forward now.
Oh, Maggie. Fuck. So is he following those cuts in the tree from the termites? Oh fuck, is he gonna go Washington? I had to curse it, didn't I? I had to say someone was going to die. And of course someone did die, and it was Beth, and it sucks. It sucks so much. Especially because I thought they were home and clear. I thought they were safe. I thought the deal had been done. But then Dawn had to go change that status quo of the situation. The deal had been done, and she decided to change it in the last second. Why? Why did she have to do that? I mean, in this episode, I even said at one point, it seemed as though Dawn had a conscience. She cared. She knew what she did in the past was wrong. But then when push comes to shove again, she decided to make something much more difficult than it needed to be. Why did she need Noah? Why? I mean, couldn't she just use someone else in the hospital as a ward? There's other people there. Couldn't she have done what she needed done herself? Absolutely stupid. And her changing that whole situation ruined absolutely everything. I can't believe I actually felt like she was a good person, you know, for like 20 minutes, half of the episode. I thought that after that whole situation, that conversation with Beth, I thought that she was changing. I thought that she was someone who would eventually maybe become friends with Rick and the group. She'd understand the errors of her way. Even though I wouldn't forgive her for those errors in the past, what she's allowed to happen, I would still come to like her as a character. But she showed that side, like I say, for the whole of 20 minutes before she turned back into the Dawn that I don't like. And because of that, Beth is dead. Saying that though, why did Beth have to stab Dawn? I mean, I understand she was pissed off with Dawn. You know, she was pissed off with how she was acting. She was pissed off with the way she uses people. But in that tense situation, Beth should have known that stabbing Dawn there and then wasn't a smart decision. I mean, it was an emotional one from her, but she should have been more smart in that situation. And because of that, it's cost her her life. Over something so silly, a petty disagreement with Dawn's actions. And she paid the ultimate sacrifice. I tell you what I am super proud of though, and super happy about. The fact that after what went down, Dawn shooting Beth, and then I think it was Daryl that shot Dawn, and then the second that whole situation could have exploded, the police, I don't really want to call them police officers because they're not. I know they probably once were and they wear the uniforms, but in this world they're not. Police officers, you know, give you thoughts of someone with superiority, somebody who's, you know, protecting the good, and these people obviously don't. You know, they've done bad things. Whether those two cops that died, you know, Gorman and the other one that got pushed down the lift shaft, whether those were the only two bad ones that we know, raping women and doing the bad stuff, I don't know. Maybe they explained it in the episode and I missed it, but these other cops, they could have been good. But in this world, I don't feel like there are no cops. There are these people that dress up like cops and act like they are, but, you know, as that one bad Bob said, that there are no cops anymore. And it's true. Rick retired his badge, he retired his uniform, because he came to that realisation a long time ago. And these guys can pretend, but that's not how things are anymore. There is no society to protect. If you want to protect good people, fine, but just don't think that you are a police officer. But I am proud with the way they diffused the situation. They said no more shooting. It was Dawn's problem. She did that. And it was obvious they were against her, trying to get Noah back as well. And the whole situation was diffused. I'm glad no one else died. And I'm also glad Rick took that opportunity to say to the people there that if you want to leave, now is the time. I offer you protection. You can come with us. And, you know, they've got a hospital there. They've got medicine. So maybe people would choose not to leave. And I'd completely understand why. Maybe they've got it good. Because, you know, the officers that were bad are now dead. You know, Dawn's dead, the one that, you know, told him to do stuff and like treated him like shit. But maybe the only police officers left are good, so they want to stay there, and I completely support that. But the fact Rick gave the people that opportunity, I'm really proud about, you know. But in this episode also, I feel like we saw a whole new side to Rick as well. A new line has been crossed. The reason I say that is because of the way, you know, I call him Evil Bob out of jest because of what he did to Sasha, but from what everyone's saying, he's a good guy. You know, I even said he came across as a good guy. It's just that his acts were one of a desperate man. And, you know, he was trying to escape because he didn't know this group. But I feel like he should have shown some sort of faith in this group, considering they offered him water, they offered him shelter, they talked to him like a proper person. You know, there wasn't anything really sinister about this group. You know, they took him hostage, but, you know, they stated that they wanted to make a trade. It's not like they just wanted to kill him. And the guy also knew, Evil Bob, I'm just going to call him Evil Bob because that's what I know him as. Evil Bob even knew Rick was a police officer, so he should have showed some more trust in him. But I guess with what Rick did to him in that scene where he run him down with a car, maybe that Bob's mistrust was well placed. I mean, like I say, Rick crossed a new line. That man was running, yes. Did he stop? No. But his hands were tied. Rick had a car, and he could have drove in front of him, stopped him, and took him back. But instead, Rick decided to kill him. He run him down, and then put a bullet in his head. Like I say, a new side we're seeing to Rick. Do I agree with that killing? I've got to say no. You know, despite what he did to Sasha, like I say, I feel like they were that was an act of a desperate man. It's not like he killed her or anything. And Rick had the opportunity, to capture him again. But he didn't, and I'm a bit disappointed in Rick. Maybe that whole thing that went down in the church with the termites was some sort of pass for Rick to do more ruthless stuff. I saw it as a way of them sort of letting go of that anger, dealing with all the pent-up anger they've had in the past and just unleashing it on these people that deserved it in the termites. But it seems like Rick has set a new bar. And I don't know if you guys agree with me. You'll have to let me know in the description below. But do you agree Rick crossed the line? He did something that Rick of old wouldn't have done. Someone else in Rick's group wouldn't have done. I don't think anyone else in Rick's group would have done that. Even Carol. And I say even Carol because she's the one that does stuff that needs to be done. And I don't feel like that needed to be done. We're just going to have to see where it develops from here. But even though it was badass by Rick, you know, in terms of a TV show, morally, it was really, really questionable. I'm just going to circle back round to Beth here again because I just wanted to mention as well that, God, it sucks that she got so close to Maggie. You know, Maggie, I'm guessing, assumed she was dead. And then in this episode, she found out she was alive and safe. And then in the same breath, she found out she's dead again, or officially dead. And she lost her all over again. And see, oh my God, the image. I'm sorry, I got to take a moment. The image of Daryl carrying her out as well was a strong one. It really was. And what a moment. I suppose the only positive we can really take out of Beth's death is the fact that she got to see the group one last time. She never got to see her sister, which, you know, is shit. But she got to see Rick. She got to see Daryl. She got to see Carol, Tyrese, Sasha, you know. She got to see some of the group again. And then she died. Oh, God. You know, like I said at the top of this review, I predicted someone would die. Mainly because someone has died every time we've gone into these situations from Rick's group. And we know The Walking Dead. We know things always don't go to plan. And despite this going somewhat to plan, you know, there wasn't more bloodshed. There wasn't more killing. Beth died and I'm going to miss her. I've got to be honest. I know some of you watchers aren't fans of her. I know quite a few of you aren't. You always say in the comment section. But I also know there's a few watchers of my reactions that also love Beth. Specifically, somebody actually called Beth Green. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching the videos. But I'm going to miss her because she was, you know, she was young. She had that sense of positivity. You know, call her naive, but she always had, like Bob, she always tried to see the good. She always tried to do stuff despite all the negative stuff going on. Like when she was after a drink. That's going to be one of my fondest memories of her. There was the episode with Daryl where she was determined to find a drink. She wanted to experience being a teenager. And I feel like there was much more to come from her, like I said in the last review, in terms of seeing her grow up in this world and maturing in this world. But it's not going to happen. And unfortunately, there's only Maggie left now from the farm. From season 2, the farm, there's only Maggie left. Oh, Maggie, you're carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders now. I hope you do not die anytime sooner. Don't tell me if she does, for God's sake. But oh, she's carrying the torch of the Green family, and I hope that she remembers Beth, because there was some conversation actually that I saw in some of my other videos when the whole group got split up from the prison, that Maggie didn't show any real concern about Beth. You know, she never really brought her up. She was really focused on Glenn. And while I understand that, being her, you know, her lover, you know, her husband. Have they been married yet? I'm not sure. I don't think they were officially married yet, were they? I can't remember. But, you know, you always go after that loved one first, and then you move on to your siblings and that. But, you know, I feel like that was something the writers sort of missed on, not having Maggie more concerned about Beth. But, you know, in that moment where she was coming out in Daryl's arms, being carried dead, you saw the emotion in Maggie, and ooh, that was a hard moment to watch. A beautiful moment in terms of the imagery, but a hard moment. And I just hope, like I always say, that Maggie's able to take something positive out of this. I know it's hard, your loved one died, brutally murdered, but maybe she can carry on the fact that Beth always used to say to her, we have jobs, we have stuff to do. So when Maggie's in a situation where she feels despair, she feels like she can't go on, she remembers Beth's words of just, we have jobs, we have to do stuff, we have to move forward. Let's move away from that though, because I've got more thinking to do on that whole situation. I've got more watching to do, because I'm going to watch that episode again, because no doubt there's stuff I missed. Like I say, I always do. I always watch episodes a second time after I've done the edit, just to pick up on a few different things. But yeah, I need to watch that episode again. So let's move on to Morgan, you know, the end credit scene, which you all told me about. And it's good to see he's finally caught up. Well, I guess he's finally caught up. We saw that he was at the school where Gabriel had been. And, you know, he had let the walkers out. The walkers were dead on the floor. He dealt with them. He then moved on to the church again, where there were walkers dead on the floor. And I've also got to say that he seemed to be following the signs on the tree from the termites. So maybe that's how he tracked down Rick. He followed those signs. And it'll be good to see him finally catch up. It was a bit strange at the end there, seeing him laugh, though, when he was in the church, surrounded by dead walkers in an empty place. But maybe that's part of his insanity that we saw in the episode Clear, which I absolutely loved, the way he sort of had lost the plot. Maybe he's got more, you know, more of a grasp on being Morgan again. He's dealt with the remorse, he's dealt with the mourning process, and maybe he's just got a little bit of a screw loose. But I'll be happy if he finally gets caught up with Rick again, because like I said in the episodes he's been a great asset. He'd be a great asset, to the group. He has things to offer in terms of being able to set up booby traps, you know. We see him kill walkers left, right and centre in that one episode. I feel like he'd have a good head on his shoulders. He's got a good moral compass. He cares. I feel like Rick can trust him because of, you know, the relationships they've had in the past in different episodes. So it'd be good to have him catch up with the group. It'll be good to have him integrate with people he's not met before, you know, see the relationships that form out of that. We'll see where that goes though. Currently at the church, whether or not he's found the map to Washington, he'll head to Washington. But, you know, Rick's gone back to Atlanta now, so he's actually passed him and gone backwards. Whether Rick and that go on to Washington now, I do not know, because they found out Eugene's lying. Whether Morgan will go to Washington and find out that Rick hasn't gone there. Maybe they won't meet up. That would suck if so. They're so close. I hope they do meet up, and I hope the map doesn't throw Morgan off. But we'll see. Staying on topic of the church, though, I want to say before I forget about Gabriel and the fact that he left the church just to go back and bring a whole load of walkers with him, which, you know, what an idiot. He put everybody in danger just because he had to go out and see for himself. See what for himself? See that Rick and the group were telling the truth about the termites, I guess. The fact they were cannibals. You know, he did see it. He saw Bob's foot on the barbecue. And, you know, he got that proved to him. But he's got to toughen up a bit. I know he's a good man. Well, he appears to be a good man. I know that he has some sort of feeling towards killing walkers, but he has to toughen up a little bit. If he wants to survive and he doesn't want to put Rick's group at risk, he has to learn that it's okay to kill walkers. He doesn't have to kill people, like I say. Tyrese doesn't, as long as you don't put other people's lives in danger. You just have to be able to kill walkers. Otherwise, you're going to put people in danger. Of course, the big question now is going to be where? Where do they go? What do they do? I mean, another place has fallen in the church. The hospital they're not going to stay at. So where now? Are they going to, like I say, go on to Washington? Despite Eugene lying, because maybe it is the safest place. That's where the leadership is of America. So maybe there is some sort of safe bunker there. It would be cool if they did, actually, because I would like to see a post-apocalyptic Washington. I think it would be cool to see the White House in that state and them actually going into the White House and exploring that and maybe finding a presidential bunker. I think that would be pretty cool, but we'll have to see, because I have absolutely no clue what's next. I really don't. Apart from meeting up with Morgan, which I hope happens, I have no idea where they go from here. Absolutely none. So I guess we'll have to wait till next weekend, to the next Walking Dead weekend. So as usual, guys, thank you for watching as always. I really, really appreciate it. I need you to know that. And until next time, bye bye. Thank you for watching The Walking Dead Weekend with me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up because it helps me and it helps the channel grow. Also, if you've got any thoughts or theories about the episode, remember you can leave them in the comments section below. But please, no spoilers. If you'd like to support me even more than you do now, you can find me on Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month you can take part in Patreon polls or even get early access to my videos. And finally, if you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can find me on Twitter at TVandMeReacts, or you can subscribe.